Woohoo! All right. Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. So nice to see everybody's faces here. I am not going to talk long at all. I want Carrie to have the full 30 minutes to do her workshop with us. So, in preparation, make sure you have pen and paper because you are going to be writing down some thoughts that she takes you through. She has been doing some tools that she will share what they are. So, I'm really excited to learn what she's been doing with Brendan Burchard and her ultra performance training. Just a couple announcements that came out from Momentum Monday if you haven't seen it yet. So it is, let's see, Wednesday the 14th, the call center will be closed 9:30 to 2:30 for training. So that's 8:30 to 1:30 Pacific. They're also going to have a maintenance. So the computers will be down Saturday night after 10. So if you're working late, just know you might get kicked out. They will be closed also for Memorial Day. And then, so that's the 26th. And then Tuesday, May 27th, make sure you get this on your calendar, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain is going to be close the month with LifeVantage leaders. Always a really good call. And then last but not least, I just wanted to talk about some of the other calls that are going to be happening tomorrow morning. It's continuing your growth with enrollment with Erica Dale. So that's going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, May 13th at 10 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Pacific. Those are always really good calls. Check your email. Make sure you're getting these Momentum Mondays. That's where that information is housed. And then Wednesday night is Why LifeVantage, Why Now? You can invite your prospects to this. I highly encourage it. It's going to be Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain, so 5 p.m. Pacific. And Marcy Nettles is going to be hosting. So Dr. Dondi's wife will be hosting that. She's a really good speaker. So invite your prospects to that. There's always good opportunities to invite to calls. It's the best way to get exposure to people and have them hear third-party validation. So I'm a big fan of inviting all we can to those. So without further ado, I want to introduce Carrie. Carrie, you've been with LifeVantage for 6.5 years now, probably.
I think I'm going on 6 years.
6 years. And she used to own, for those that know her, the Health Hut downtown Brentwood, but she has pivoted and she has now become a certified high performance coach and integrative health coach. She is a member of the personal development guru, Brendan Burchard, if you're familiar with him. She's part of his high level mastermind ultra class. I don't know if that's the right word, but
yeah, it's networking group.
She's very involved in it. She has a passion for personal development and health, and she's really bringing high performance sessions to her life, to her customers' lives, and now to our lives. So she's going to do a workshop this morning. So like I said, grab a pen and paper, and Carrie, it's all yours.
Okay, great. Thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate it. So I'm going to put my little timer on in front of me so that I am paying attention to the time, because talking I can do for a long time. Okay. So yes, I have been a high performance coach this is my 3rd year, and I've been integrative nutrition health coach for almost a decade. But both of those coaching things, the health and the high performance coaching, both presented themselves to me at the same time. So I've been integrating high performance within my coaching practice for many years. And so whatever that means to whoever, high performance is just getting to be your best self at whatever it is you do, whether it's an executive or a stay-at-home mom. It's just improving your life and really stepping into your next best move of integrity, making sure that you're doing all the things to just have some balance, even though it seems like it's very elusive, but having some balance in your life and really taking care of yourself and not burning out, and, having some clarity and having courage and being productive and all the things that we want to do to succeed. So high performance is, an important part of my life, because I don't believe in mediocre. I'm always striving for better. So that's been the case my whole life. So I finally found a place where I could do that with others. So hence me being part of Brendan Burchard's Ultra Group. So today, I want to just have a little workshop with you where I'm going to be asking you some questions so that you can do some inner work. And the subject is clarity, which is the foundation for success. You have to know what you're clear on and what you're trying to do before you can do it. Obviously, I think we all know that. I don't know how clear everybody here feels, but we can always get more clear on where we're going. So I brought in some tools from my high performance coaching practice. I have 12, 24, 36 sessions that I could be presenting. I picked Clarity, which is at the beginning of the sessions. And so I will be reading off of those. So if I look like I'm reading off of something, I am. So Clarity, like I said, foundation of high performance. When we know who we are, how we want to interact, and what truly matters to us, we make better decisions and live with purpose. So the objective here is just to explore the concept of clarity and how it can transform your personal and professional life, okay? So I want you to think, what does clarity mean to you, and how does it show up in your life or business? Do you feel clear? Do you know where you're going, and do you know how you're getting there? And so that's pretty important. Clarity, not time, is our most valuable asset, because if you're not clear, your time is not being well spent. And so I know a lot of times we feel like we don't have enough time, but if we were more clear, maybe we would feel like we had enough time because we were really focusing on the things that matter to us. Clarity influences our decision making, our consistency, and obviously our personal growth. And for me, it's been very helpful in the last year or two, especially getting more clear, because if I had kept on having my brick and mortar, I wouldn't be moving into higher level coaching like I've been doing in the last year since I closed the store. So I had to get really clear on where I wanted my energy to go, and how I was going to spend my time and what my outcome is in the future. I wanted to be able to reach more people, and I love the store and I helped a lot of people here, but can only help so many when I was downtown Brentwood, and I'm trying to combat Amazon shopping. It wasn't working out, and I was pouring too much energy there. I had to pull out, focus more on my coaching. That's been good. And my writing, I will be coming out with a book this year, so I'm excited. I'll share that with y'all when that happens. And so there is a handout that I can try to share at the end, but I will be touching on it a little bit, and that's where I want you to do some work. But first, so I'm going to kind of approaching this like a group coaching session as much as I can, because I wasn't sure how else to do this. So we're turning this into some kind of a workshop. First of all, I want you to think, what do you value the most in your life right now? And I want to give you a minute, and I want you to really think about it. What is the top 3 things that you value? I know for a lot of us, it's our families, it's our health, it's helping other people. Maybe we're on some kind of a mission. Maybe it's just about, I don't know. Everybody has different things that they value. And so I just want you to be clear on what you're valuing right now. And give another 30 seconds or so. Hopefully everybody's doing a little thinking on it. And then, what do you feel most certain and clear about in your life right now? Are you clear about, if we're talking about Life Vantage right now? Thank you, Sylvina. That'd be great if you could be the one, because I would type them in there if I could. So what do you feel clear about? I'm sorry. Yeah. What do you feel most certain and clear about in your life right now? And then what do you feel not so clear about? Is there an area in your life where you're feeling kind of directionless or uncertain? And so even if you're just picking one thing or 2 things that you're jotting down, I just want you to be clear on where you're clear and where you're not clear. Okay. And so do you feel clear about who you are and what's important to you? So that's pretty important. And when I talk to clients about clarity, a lot of times people aren't as clear as they would like to be. And so spending the time doing the questions, and I know we're going through in just a half an hour here, but with these questions, maybe at the end you could screenshot those if you're not jotting them down, and do the work for yourself. Take some time to journal. Journaling goes a long way when you're really doing it on a daily basis and really digging in. It's going to help you get to your next level, whatever that is. Another one is, do you feel like you're living in alignment with the best of who you are, which is important, especially in this business. We want to make sure that we are doing what's in alignment with us. I think all of us are here because we have a love of health, we have a love of helping other people, and we want to, support our mission financially by helping others. And so I think we all have that in common. And then the why. I know we've heard some training on this. You hear this a lot. If you're in personal development, you need to have your why. Your why is really important. Why do you do what you do? What makes it worth the effort, even on the tough days? I okay, thanks, Selena. So something, having something worth fighting for. What is the reason why you're doing what you do? Why are you in Life Vantage? Why are you, whatever it is you're doing? Because I know not all of us are just doing Life Vantage. We're doing so many other things in our life. Are we clear on why? And the clearer you are, then the farther you're going to get and the better you're going to feel and the more productive you're going to be across the board. And I know there was a lot of training on that at Global, talking about your why, because it's just super important. So let's see, is there any other questions? Yeah, this one's really good. And I would really love it if anybody could type an answer into, or if many of you can type the answer into this. I want you to think about this. If you had to explain what makes you the most successful in your life to someone you are mentoring, what would you say? If you had to pick like one or two things and you were telling your teenager or somebody else's teenager or some youngster coming in who needed some mentoring, and even if you don't feel successful, I guarantee you are. If you're here and you have the opportunity to be in this company, you have the opportunity to have Zoom in your home, to whatever you're doing, you have been successful. So don't knock yourself if you don't feel like you're where you're supposed to be yet. We're all on a journey. We all need to just keep moving forward. And so make sure you're giving yourself a pat on the back. You are successful. What is it that made you the most successful? For me, I think it has been with the realization that whatever knowledge and experiences and things that I've had that happened to me, because I've had a lot of really weird things happen to me, is that like cancer and brain trauma and drug addiction, like a lot of weird things that I don't know if I should have lived through them, but here I am. And so at some point in my 40s, I had the realization that I was supposed to be using those things to help other people. And when I realized that, it changed my whole life. I really just, it's like I expanded or something. I didn't feel so, in myself anymore. I felt like I was here to for purpose and to help other people. And so that's what I have mentored many young women, and I've made sure that they get that whatever happened to you, good or bad, you can use that to help other people. It's super important to remember that. I think that's maybe our purpose here as humans, to be helping whoever it is in whatever way we can. So there's a chart. Hopefully those questions are something that you can dig into and really, you know, as far as your why goes, really connecting with that why and letting them become stepping stones rather than roadblocks is important. All the things that I mentioned that happened to me, I got through them, but I was always pushing forward. And so, well, I don't have the questions as number 1, 2, or 3 on my end. I'm pulling them off of a worksheet. So, I think I said the last one that I asked was if you had to explain what makes you the most successful to someone you were mentoring, what would you say? Was that the question you were asking for, Summer? And I know Sylvina's jotting down some stuff in the chat, so maybe you could pull it out. Before that, I asked, do you feel clear about what's important? And do you feel like you're living in alignment with the best of who you are? And then what do you value the most in your life? And what do you feel the most clear and certain about in your life right now? So those are the questions that I posed to you. I hope that you'll spend some time thinking about them. I'm going to move on to something, and this is a little more something that you can put into practice now. I definitely want to see some people answer this on the chat, just one word, maybe in each subject, or just one word across the board. But I'm going to go through something called the clarity chart. It's a high performance tool that we use in our coaching practice. And I'm just going to go ahead and read from it and then give you the info. So what we focus on and practice is what we become. So once you've come up with these words, I want you to hang them up somewhere so that you can look at them. Okay, I'm going to be I want you to be continually reminding yourself of these things every day in your life. So I'm going to be asking you for 3 words in 3 different categories. Around yourself, around your interactions with others, and around your success markers. And so I'd love for you to come up with 3 words, but for, sake of time, if it's just one today, right now, and then maybe dig into this a little more. But 3 words that will now define the best of who I am, and that will be used to guide my personal life, including my thoughts and actions. So what 3 words, and if it's not something that you are owning right now, maybe it's something that you can step into, maybe pulling a word of something that you want to become and embody and present yourself into the world. If that makes sense. So 3 words that now define the best of who you are. Does anybody have one that they could share in the chat? I'd love to see some words. For me, one of my big words is presence, because I really try to be present in the moment, whatever it is that I'm doing, and with whomever I'm talking to. I love patience, sharing that. That's something I've been working on for years and years and years, and realized I should stop asking for patience, because then things come into my life that require more patience so that I can develop it. So I quit asking. I've gotten much better at it now. So once you have your word or 3 words, have a reason. Again, why did you choose that word? And this is work that you can do for yourself. A good listener. That's great, Summer. Thank you for sharing. Spend the time doing this. It will go a long way in your life if you get really clear on some words. And after the session is over here, if you come up with your 3 words, or when you do, putting them into your phone on a timer so that they come up once or twice a day is something that we have our high performance clients do to remind you, because it'll come on and you'll go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing that. Maybe you're screaming at the car in front of you, or doing something that doesn't really say, yeah, patience, that's me, or present. If I'm sitting here fiddling around on my phone while I'm having a conversation with somebody, and all of a sudden, I get these words popping up going, whoa, I'm supposed to be being present. So it's a good reminder to come up every day to remind yourself of who you want to be and help you step into your best self. The other one would be interaction. So 3 words, or 1, that's fine, is that will now define and guide how I will engage and treat others whom I meet in life, including my loved ones and strangers. So what is a word, and what's your reason for choosing that word, and why is it important to you? So again, presence, kindness, whatever words you can come up with. How do you want to show up when you're interacting with other people? I like to think of cashiers at the grocery store, or people in retail, or in the food industry, because a lot of times I see people kind of glaze over, like not treating them like they are people. And so just that, for me, again, it's presence, and kindness is a big one for me. So I just make sure that I'm keeping everybody, on my radar, giving that eye contact, giving that appreciation. And so everybody has their own words. I hope you keep up with yours. And then 3 words that are your success markers. So what made me the most successful, and what will make me even more successful, and what words are those? I saw someone wrote earlier, consistency. That's a success marker for me. I have to be consistent on a daily basis to do what I do, to get it done. And that's helped me become successful and continue to be so. And so those are the words I'd love for you to come up with. Like I said, if you can throw them into your phone to remind you, that could be great. Or post them up so that you see them every day. A life full of intentionality is a life well lived, and the more intentional and clear we are on what we're doing, the better. And stepping into the best of ourselves is something that we all should strive to do. And having some words that clarify that for yourself can be helpful in that area. One more thing I'll go over, and that is my big why in life. Something that's driving me. I know I mentioned the why, but that's driving you, that's worth your struggle and your journey. So something that is bigger than you, something you're willing to fight for, or if you don't like that language, something that you're willing to love for. and the reason why it's important to you. So what is your big why? Make sure that you're clear on that. Again, I know we hear this a lot. If you haven't taken the time to sit down and really dig into yours, I highly recommend that you do. It can take you a long way through the harder days and through the low points, remembering that reason. So I hope that's helpful for you. We're going to be coming up on time pretty soon, and I want to invite all of you to consider, if you like the conversation, checking out an app. It is a paid app, but there is a 7-day free trial. So I'll share a link in the chat if I can pull it up before we hang up. Because the reason why I really want you to look at this, besides the fact that it's a personal growth app, and so my coach, Brendan Burchard, he wrote this book, if you're looking for a great book, High Performance Habits, he, among others, he created this app, and there's a bunch of world-class coaches teaching on there, including Mel Robbins and Anthony Trucks and Ed Milet and Brendan and Natalie Ellis. She comes and teaches us at all of our events, and so does Ed Milet, but they've got some great stuff in there as well. But in there, there's some challenges, and one of them, if you love Mel Robbins, her high five challenge is in there, but Brendan Burchard has a clarity challenge in there, and it's a 5-day clarity challenge to help you get more clear. And so if you get the free trial for 7 days, you can do the clarity challenge in 5 days, and it may help you. If you don't feel as clear as you would like to, then I highly suggest that you check it out, because it can be very helpful. I've been on the app since it started, and way before that, because I've been following Brendan for a really long time. And I'm going to do my best to, let's stop that, sorry, to share this somehow, if I can figure it out. So I'm going to look a little funny. What I would love is if anybody could share anything in here that they think might help them going forward. And because I want to know, what helped? Did anything help? Do you think something in here might be useful for you? And if so, please share that. And I'm going to share in the chat the link for Growth Day. The app is called Growth Day. I'm putting that in here right now. And you can click on that link, Growth Day. There's an orange sun that you'll see in the app.
So yes, I'd like to share.
Yes, please. Hi. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So great call. These are all things that, along the way, like in the beginning, I wish I had then, but sometimes like you were saying, the self-discovery. So this is a great little tool, for a great big tool, actually. So thank you very much for taking the time, because you just kind of put it all in order, this is kind of new to me, and I just feel that it's right where I need to be. But again, a lot of it has to do with finding who you are and your why. And so this weekend, I've been asked to be involved and do a posting. And so I'm working on that, because I believe maybe that's why I haven't, because I don't know that I have the complete clarity. But by going to Global, meeting you ladies, being on the calls, realizing the support that I really do have out there, I just have to be the one to reach out for it. So important. So thank you, ladies, all of you. But I'm just going to say, being consistent, even if it's a little a day. I heard it at the beginning, and it used to be non-existent, but it's a lot more. And the more you go, the more you're in the right path, because you do see those success markers. And I would definitely say, by being on all the calls and the Wednesday night calls, it's something that I'm going to work on, because even if the people say no, I don't care. I'm so over that. And I love that, because that was a big, huge hurdle. And so, again, thank you all. This is great. And I just appreciate putting it in front of me, laying it out, so I can go forward. So thanks.
So glad. Definitely check out the app. You'll love it. And every no that we hear is getting you closer to that yes. Okay, it's just a ratio thing. And
Yep.
so the no's are just, prepping you and teaching us and helping us to, get stronger and just keep moving forward. And eventually those yeses will come. I believe that, and found that to be true in my business for sure. But thank you for sharing. The next time I do hop on here, I'm going to do the courage session. So whenever that is, I know there's a lot of other people involved, but I know eventually Chrissy will be like, hey, how about you? And so we'll talk about courage. And I almost did that today, but then I thought everybody needs to be clear first. So yeah, hopefully this is super helpful for all of you. All right. So Chrissy, that's all for me. I hope, again, that was something that will help everybody on some level get more clear and just be able to achieve more in your personal life and your business life. And
Thank you so much, Carrie. That was so insightful. I know I have a lot of, I wrote down everything and I want to kind of go back through it and really think through it and talk about it. And Summer, like you said, you're inviting people, you're getting into action. I think that's the biggest thing. And even if people say no, I love listening to those calls still 7.5 years later, because I always learn something new, or I always think like, oh my gosh, something resonated with somebody I've talked to. I want to share that information with them. And the more you hear it, the more confident you get in sharing it. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You know what you know in your experience. So I love that you're getting into action. It's definitely easy to do, but it's easier not to do. And so, just that repetitive, doing something, touching your business every day, not all day, but just every day, gets you moving and momentum. So thanks again, ladies, for jumping on. Have a wonderful week. Don't forget the calls this week. Invite to those. And thanks again, Carrie, for everything. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Take
Have a beautiful day. All right. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.